But I'll tell you guys a story. I'll tell you guys something that happened today. So, where I live, there are rules. It's not an HOA, but it is a gated community, and there's a lot of seniors that live here. Well, me and my husband are seniors, so it's a lot of seniors. It's a nice neighborhood. It's quiet. Um, it is a manufactured home park, so you know, I mean, I don't know. I like it. I used to like it anyway. Um, the people have been complaining a lot about my camper being in my carport. Because the rule here is you can have your camper in your carport when for a few days when you're prepping for camp or when you're coming back from camp or whatever, and then you have to put it in storage, which is fine with me. I had told the manager, I'm going on a big trip and I just got this camper and I need to do a lot of work on it, so it's been in storage. I got it out of storage. I did some work. I put it back in storage. There's a fly in here. It's driving me crazy. Out. Thankfully, it's a small camper. It's easy to run flies out of it. So anyway, yeah. So he said, "Oh yeah, that's fine," And so, you know, um, I brought it here on Monday, and I've been working on it because we have a big trip coming up, and I had a lot of things I need to get done, and so since I've had it here on Monday, my neighbors have been complaining. So my manager called me this morning, and he's like, someone called and said that they're gonna get their camper out of storage and put it in their carport because you have yours there, and they thought that the rule wasn't. So he had to explain to them, like, yeah, the rule is you can have it in your carport while you're fixing it up, or going on a trip or coming back from a trip, but you can't store it in your carport, right? And he's like, but you can store it, you can park it on the street as long as it's still hooked to your car. Like, you don't have to pay to put your camper in storage. You can keep it hooked to your vehicle and parked in front of your home, but it has to be hooked to your vehicle at all times. And I'm like, I know these rules. I've read the rules. I'm a super nerd. I don't mind reading rules. I know all the small print. But the fact is that they calling and complaining and, just, it's just a lot. It's like, come on, dude. Why? And then this morning, someone opened my front gate, which I had a bungee cord on my front gate with a sign that says beware of dog, blah, blah. But someone opened the gate and took the bungee cord off and let my dog Mo loose. And he went over across the way to a neighbor that has apparently chickens in her backyard. That I didn't even know you could have chickens here, but she has chickens. And Mo got into her backyard and killed three of her chickens. He brought one chicken home, and it was really early this morning, like 7:30 in the morning. And my daughter just happened to be outside and saw Mo standing in the neighbor's yard with a chicken in his mouth. I had to go over there and apologize to the lady about the chicken. So I'm like, between the chickens and this crazy dog and these people complaining about my camper being in my carport. The thing is that it's in my carport. It's not taking up any parking space out there in the street. It's in my carport, in my yard. It's not bothering anybody. I'm not bothering anybody. I only use the power tools during the day. I make sure I shut everything down by 7. So yeah, the neighbor situation is they're just being really childish and petty, you know. My camper has been here since Monday. It's Saturday now. It's not bothering anybody, but they just want to be petty. I pay a monthly storage fee for my camper to be stored in storage when I don't have it out, and you know, and it's in a storage unit that's down the road, so it's actually close to where I am. So when you drive past, you can see that my camper in there because it sticks out. It's a yellow and white 1975 Prowler. It's not hard to miss. So I feel like they're being petty. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to just ignore them. Even my manager was upset about it. He's like, I can't believe they're calling me complaining about your camper when, they can see that you're working on it. They've seen you pack up for camp plenty of times. Like, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He was just apologetic about it. He's like, I'm sorry. It's like, I am starting to feel harassed at this point. Like, I don't even know. But that's life. Sometimes you got to deal with things, deal with people that are, have their own attitudes and whatever. I just try to put up with it the best I can and remember that, you know, you can't control other people's behavior. You can't control other people. All you can do is control your own self and your own behavior. And as far as I'm concerned, my behavior, I just, you know, as far as the lady with the chickens, I went over and apologized about Mo getting to her chickens and asked if, you know, if I could pay and if there was anything I could do. And she pretty much was like, no, you know, we have lots of chickens, it's fine. You don't have to pay us for them, but just keep control of your dog. Which I was sort of offended by her saying, like, keep control of your dog, because I do keep control of my dog. What I don't have control over is my neighbors who keep unlocking my gate. I have a camera on that side of the yard, so I can see what's going on, and I can see, you know, when people are messing with things and letting the dog out on purpose. So, and I've discussed it many times, so it's not like, and I said to her, like, you know, right now I'm having problems with my other neighbors and somebody keeps opening the gate and letting Mo out on purpose. I don't know if it's why they're doing it, you know, and I've had conversations about it. So, and she just kept saying, well, you know, you don't have to pay us for the chickens, but, you know, just keep control of your dog. I don't know if there was a language barrier and she didn't understand me saying, like, you know, that somebody let the dog out this morning, because I've lived here in this place for 10 years, and I haven't had Mo for 10 years. I've had Mo for 2, but there's never been, when I just moved onto this street. I lived on the other street for 5 years. No, I lived on that street for about 7 years, and then I moved over here, and I've been over here for 2, almost 2. So when I lived over there, I had no problems. I mean, I had none of these problems. None of these problems. And the fact of the matter is, I always see people's dogs running around free. They escape all the time. I don't make a big deal of it. When people's dogs escape and come into my yard or my carport, I just see if the dog is friendly. If it's friendly and I know whose dog it is, I take the dog to them. If I can't catch the dog, I go knock on their door and say, hey, your dog is loose, you know, to let them know. I don't call the manager or make a big deal out of it. So, yeah, I guess it's life. You got to deal with people, you know. But yeah, that's been my Saturday. But the saving grace of the whole thing is fixing up this camper is my dream and my joy, and I just love it. And I can't wait till I'm finished completing the inside, so I can move on to the outside. So that was my little tirade for Saturday. Life is life. People are people. You gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with it as it comes, but it doesn't steal my joy. I'm just so happy about the camper. I'll just take it to storage, wait a few days, bring it back, do some work, take it back to storage, do some work, and, you know, it'll be what it'll be. But you guys have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll keep posting and sharing the progress of our 1975 Prowler, it's starting to look really well. Starting to look good. I love it. You guys, God bless and take care.